Global Disc Golf presents The Legends. Hello again, friends, and welcome to the second semifinal match of the inaugural Legends tournament. I'm your host, Greg Guthrie, and today we have a matchup of two Disc Golf Valley young guns, Joucii and Noah, who are both ready for their time to shine on this big stage and claim their spot in the prestigious Legends Championship final. First, let's take a look at Joucii Korhonen from Finland. Top 10 Pro Tour rating, 7-time Hobson-Heiser winner, a Pro Tour winner, and a master of trick shots, including his signature, quote, easily repeatable ace runs for the daily challenge that are anything but easy and damn near impossible to repeat. He's also one of the select few internal beta testers, meaning he works closely with Spinoff on pre-release versions of the game, finding bugs, giving suggestions, and being a player advocate to help improve the game. Checking in on his bag shows a few unique disc choices, including an Instinct, a Skip Musket, a bagger-stamped putter with a windbreak attribute, and a double Claymore mid-range situation that sets him apart from the typical top pro. Our other semi-finalist is Noah Feddersen, a college basketball player in the US who stands 6 feet 10 inches tall. That's well over 2 meters for our international audience. Noah may be the surprise semi-finalist, but make no mistake, this kid has serious game. There's no faking your way to this point in the Legends tournament, and there's no faking a top 15 place in the Global League either. He's beaten some big names to get here, so going up against Joucii won't be intimidating for him. His bag is a little more traditional than Joucii's, but his choice of a Fade Pioneer isn't too common. I always love to see Global League stamps, and we see both the Turn Rive and Roll Sapphire from Global League Season 2. To get to this point, both players had to qualify in the Legends Challenge, a 4-round event with over 500 players. 36 under was the cut line to make the bracket, and both players easily cleared that bar, with Joucii's minus 46 earning him the number 2 overall seed. From there, Joucii defeated Mulgrew, Lawsob, BR, and Eric, while Noah knocked off Jim, Soyboy, Virginen, and Jackal. Like I said earlier, there's no easy route to the semifinals, and both of these players have more than earned their spots in this round. So without further ado, let's jump right into this match where the first player to win 3 rounds moves on to the Legends final. We'll start off with Joucii throwing first off the tee here at Keho Backwoods hole 6. He's going to go with the Glide Roll Rive on a simple backhand line, and looks like he'll start off his Legends semifinal with an easy tap-in birdie for 2. Next up is Noah. He's going to throw the same disc, same line. It looks like he's a little bit further left than Joucii. Might get the tap in there, hit the rock, tap it in, and a clean start for both players here at Keho Backwoods in round 1. Again, we're going for first to get to 3 wins. So we're going to play 9 holes, and if they tie, then neither player gets a win for that, and we keep going until one of them wins 3. So Joucii gets his easy birdie here on Keho Backwoods hole 5. Noah's going to throw a Sapphire as well, and just let it fade down there into the basket, and should easily pick up a birdie from there. I don't think he's behind that tree, no, so he's got a putt, and we'll edit that out and move on to hole 3. Backwoods 1 can be tricky. We've got a little left to right wind here, so as long as they can avoid that tree right there, they should be feeling pretty good about it. Joucii's left a little meat on the bone here, and he's going to have to throw in for his birdie, but we would expect players of both of their caliber to be making anything from that range, and he easily does. So now it's up to Noah to finish out the Backwoods portion of this first semifinal round. His Roll Rive easily made it through, pretty clean, and he gets an easy putt, and we're all clear moving on to Pioneer Bay. I'm going to start at hole 8. Kind of a tricky wind here with a really hard left to right. Joucii got a little bit lucky to miss that tree, and he'll be in good position to set up his second shot. We'll see if he goes forehand or backhand here. Players kind of go both ways. Looks like he's going to backhand the Grace. Kind of disking down here with the intentional purpose of landing short of that wall. If you get up too close to that wall, then you don't really have an option. You have to throw up or high around it, so looks like he intentionally landed short of it to set a better angle for this approach. Maybe wanted to get a little more distance out of that, but a pretty friendly anti-skip with the roll rive, and maybe a tricky throw in. Hopefully this wall doesn't clip his disc. And it doesn't, so it goes clean and he picks up the birdie. So now moving on to Noah. He's also going to hope to not hit one of these early trees, which he isn't really at risk of with that drive. So again, he's faced with the same option. And after thinking about it a little bit, looks like he's going to forehand the light glide. So he's going to go way over here to the right, where things open up a little bit. He's going to not want to flirt with OB too much, but much wider open shot to the basket, and he has the luxury of being able to throw a fairway. So his Sapphire is going to get up there right next to the basket, and that's going to be an easy birdie for him. So we're still all square through 4 holes. Moving on to hole 5, which is Pioneer Bay 3. Joucii again has the box and throws his roll rive out there to a safe landing zone. He's now going to go to the right of this middle island using the Grace. Definitely was probably hoping to miss that tree. So now this approach is a little bit longer than you'd want. Honestly, this left to right wind is helpful here because that ridge over there on the left side is really the tricky thing. If you can stay right of that, then you're great, just like he was, and you end up with a pretty simple finishing tap in. So now we get to see Noah attempt the same thing. He's going to start by throwing the skip rive out there, so he's going for a little bit more distance. Maybe he'll work the left side of this island. No, he's gonna throw back and go to the right side as well. Throw the roll Sapphire. Make sure that it checks up. You can kind of get some tricky ground play going down the far side of the middle island. And he's also going to throw the roll rive up there and utilize that friendly left to right wind to put it right under the basket and claim his birdie as well. Hole 6 is going to be Pioneer 2. And we're going to see Joucii throw the roll rive right up the middle of the island. This is a hole where you can see players go forehand to the left, backhand to the right, or just put it right up the middle of the island. Anyway, it kind of works fine. Really, this hole is all about the upshot. This second one, you won't want to push too far left because it will come back down the hill and you'll be left with a really tough throw in for your birdie, or you don't want to go too long and you have the chance of going OB and being stuck with a tough throw in for par. So Noah's also going to end up right here in the middle of the island. Going to throw the roll rive, it looks like, for his approach. Thinking about where he wants to go, he's going to throw it out to the right and let it fade back in and let that roll attribute grab the disc before it goes too long and set up an easy birdie. All right, we're moving on to Coyote Canyon, hole 5. Both players will be looking to pick up the eagle here. Joucii first, he just manages to avoid that disaster of a cactus. And he'll have a putt, but it looks like he's opting to throw in with this elevated basket. If you choose to putt there, you're really risking it coming up short, so he takes the risk out of the game's hands and throws in to claim the eagle. So Noah's got to match that. He puts a little more flex on his drive, but that's because his aim point was further to the right. So he didn't risk that cactus, but he's really pushed it pretty far right of the pin here. Maybe a little bit further than he wants for this eagle throw in, but nails it and picks up the eagle as well. So still all square through 7 holes. Looks like Joucii's maybe getting a little bit aggressive here on Coyote 9. And does a great flex shot that gets a friendly skip off of the column and sets up a pretty decent look for eagle here. So let's see, he's going to go for the glide claymore. So he's taking his time a little bit to get the aim point just right. The claymore has a little more fade than the fuse and just barely short. So that could have claimed a huge bonus stroke for Joucii, but he has to settle for birdie. Now Noah takes a more traditional route, throwing the glide turn rive off the tee to the left of that first column, and then he's going to throw the skip rive up there. I kind of like throwing the forehand on this approach. As you can see, his backhand skipped into the wall, but if you flex a forehand, it kind of comes back towards the basket and gives you a look. But he's making sure things are safe and picks up his birdie. So here, Coyote 8, decent opportunity for these players to do just that and ace it. So Joucii aces hole 9, really puts the pressure on Noah here to not fall around back, and he's going to take the roll musket and answers. Amazing. What a clutch ace for Noah. So we're all square after one round at -11. Really great performance by both of these guys, throwing better than perfect rounds to start us off with those two aces. And let's see what they can do in round 2. A little split screen action for us here in round 2 at Sunshine 1. So we expect both of these players to give this a good ace run. Joucii's looking really good here and cans it with his windbreak claymore. So takes a lead early in round 2 as we move on to Sunshine hole 4. Another ace run opportunity. Joucii's left, and Noah answers again. So he puts it in at Sunshine 4, and we're all square at -3 through 2 holes. So moving on to Sunshine hole 2, we have 2 accurate muskets. Noah is right, Joucii's left, and they should both finish this off, and they do. So we're still all square through 3 holes. Moving on to Crow's Nest hole 3. So an eagle look for both of these. Looks like Noah's going with the sapphire. Gives it a pretty good run, whereas Joucii takes his time and puts the roll rive in a safe position right behind the basket. And both players are going to finish off their eagles here. Going to Crow's 4. With this wind, one tailwind, both of them are going to throw the roller over the top. Noah's going for the roll sapphire, Joucii with the musket, but they're looking to do the same thing. So both make it over clean and hit the wall on the far side. So good execution from both players to stay all square through 5 holes and get another eagle there. So -8, moving on to Crow's hole 1. So neither player's really going to give it a run. They're both throwing their windbreak mid-ranges and going to tap in for birdie and hope to pick up a stroke on another hole. So now we're off to Frozen Valley. Let's start at hole 1. Don't really expect much fireworks here. They're both going to throw their glide roll rives, and we'll just see who gets CTP. It looks like it's going to be Noah, but just by a hair. Hole 8 is going to be Frozen 9. Both players are taking their glide skip rives and going to see if they can bomb one down anywhere close to the pin. So Noah's is looking pretty good. Joucii's actually cutting it closer to the Mando, which can set it up, and it looks like he's going to get the great ground action, and his disc is just going to slide all the way up there onto the ice pond, and he's going to pick up an eagle, I bet, which he does. He finishes that off. Noah missed his throw-in attempt, so now the pressure is on. With Joucii picking up the Frozen 9 eagle, Noah really has to get the eagle here at Frozen 3. Finds the ice, but gets a bad skip off the edge of it. Almost got the redemption skip. But no, he's going to have to go back. And now if Joucii can just easily finish off his birdie from this distance, and he just lays up. So he's not going to run it, not going to risk it. And that's going to give him the win in round 2. So he picks up the birdie. Noah does not convert the eagle that he needs to tie it up. So -11 to -13, Joucii wins round 2 and now has a 1-round lead over Noah. So 1 round to Joucii, no rounds to Noah, and they're tie. So we're moving on to round 3 and see if Noah can catch up here as we started off at the Beast. Joucii's got the box after his round 2 win and throws his instinct up there close and gets an easy tap in. So now it's Noah's turn, our first opportunity to see his extra fade Pioneer in action, and it's going to do the trick. Perfect disc for this hole, gets the great amount of fade, and now we're moving on to the Beast hole 2. Joucii's going to throw the glide roll rive on a forehand. Expected to fade back here to the wood chips landing area, nuzzles up right under the basket and gets an easy birdie. And Noah's going to take the same disc and hope for the same result, which it looks like he's going to get. Not quite the distance, but still easily picks up the bird. So now Beast hole 1, Joucii's going to throw the instinct again, which is in the game the exact same as throwing an Explorer, same attributes, and then he's going to throw his windbreak keystone and close it off. And Noah's going to throw a trust here from the tee, a little bit of a flex line, hits the gap perfectly, and this should set up an easy throw in for him to collect his birdie as well. So everybody's clean through 3 holes. Joucii's box still as we move on to Lost Island hole 5. He's going to throw the forehand with the roll rive. Make sure it checks up before it gets to the pond, and then just look to go up and down from here. Maybe he's running it? No, not quite. Lays up and picks up his birdie. So now Noah's going to do the same. Pretty similar approaches for both of these players on this round so far. Another hole with the same disc, same strategy. He's going to have it check up before it gets to the pond, lay up with a sticky harp, and collect his birdie. So now Lost Island hole 6. Joucii's going to aim pretty close to that right wall and throw his skip rive, trying to get as close as possible to set up this throw-in attempt. So let's see what he can do with his claymore here from 61 meters out. Wind shouldn't affect it that much here. We're in a cave after all. And just a little too much fade with the claymore. So he's going to have to settle for birdie here. So an opportunity for Noah to pick up a stroke if he can convert the eagle. So he's going to aim a little bit left compared to Joucii with his skip rive and gets a terrible dead skip. So it looks like he's going to end up behind this post and not really have a look at it. From here you're just going to lay up, and it looks like that's what he's doing. He's going to grab the trust. Maybe hope for something. Gave it a good run, just didn't have quite enough distance on it, and he gets a birdie as well. Hole 6 is Lost Island 9. Joucii on the box first, a big tailwind here, and he's going to throw the glide skip rive and perfectly hits the fairway, gets a pretty good skip up there. Looks like one of these teeth is going to be just in the way to make this eagle attempt tricky, but he's going to try to throw the razor claw with enough fade to get around it. So let's see if we can convert this. and just short. So another almost opportunity for Joucii to pick up a bonus stroke, but he collects a birdie here, and honestly that's not a bad result on Lost Island 9. So Noah's going to take the same disc off the tee. Oh, and he clips a tree and it goes in the water. Terrible break for him. So we know that at best he's going to pick up a par here and lose a stroke to Joucii. He's already down 1 round, so that's not what he was looking for off the tee. Kind of a tricky putt here. Is he going to throw in or putt? Looks like he's going to opt for the throw in. And whoa, that thing almost flopped out. So Noah is now 1 stroke back, -6 to -5 as we move to Owlwood. So this is definitely not what Noah's looking for. Owlwood is one of the toughest courses to pick up a stroke in one of these head-to-head type environments. So Joucii's going to look to play clean and slam the door, and we'll see if Noah can pick up. We see there is a par 4 here at hole 8, so this is Owlwood 8. An opportunity to pick up an eagle or have the other player blow it and not convert the birdie. So Joucii off the tee first. Looks like he's playing pretty aggressive. Going to throw the roll, and maybe he was lucky to hit that bush and get a little bit of collision because it's kind of risking going OB long. But now he's got one of these classic Owlwood 8 tricky spot upshots. He's going to throw the forehand instinct, and looks like he's got a gap in mind, hits it perfectly, and finds an easy landing zone to collect his birdie. So Noah definitely has to hold on to a birdie here, and gets another bad break. So he was looking for birdie for sure, maybe eagle, but isn't able to cut the corner with his. Wow, he almost hit that from 280 feet for birdie. But now with 2 strokes back, it looks like Noah's going to have to ace and Joucii's going to have to par. So if Joucii can just pick up a birdie, it slams it shut, and he's going to get a tap in. So another round win for Joucii, who I think, if I'm doing my math right, we are 3 rounds into this semifinal, and Joucii is 2 strokes better, 3 strokes better, 4 strokes better than Elite Par. He is playing totally clean, and that's tough to beat. So not surprising to see him with a 2-round lead at this point because he's playing at such a high level. No shame for Noah here. You're playing against somebody who's playing perfect golf, and they're going to be tough to beat. So another split screen round here in round 4. Back to Lost Island hole 6. They're going to take their similar approaches, throwing their forehand skip rives and try to set up a good eagle opportunity. So Noah's going to go for a musket from this distance, while Joucii's going to go for his claymore again. Noah's just high and right, and Joucii's just right as well. So the wind maybe pushed them more than they were expecting or something, but neither one of them was able to convert the eagle on Lost Island 6. Guess we now move to Lost Island 7. 2 different approaches here. Joucii throws the musket on a backhand, and Noah throws the sapphire on a forehand. So we get to see the approach come in from 2 different angles. Both safe. This, all you're looking for is to hit the island and set up a throw in, which this should be within both of their distance. Not expecting any misses from these guys at that distance, and they both convert. And now we move on to Lost Island hole 8. Always tricky, especially in a wind like this. Maybe Noah's feeling like he has to go for it. I don't think the roll rive is the aggressive play, so he's looking for birdie, maybe hoping that Joucii messes up the drive here, but Joucii's going to throw a grace off the tee, so he's definitely not going aggressive. So both players throwing for the birdie here. a little bit conservative, but with this wind, who can blame them? He's really thinking about where he wants to go with this second shot, as Noah is charging ahead and looking pretty clean on his birdie run. That's going to skip up around the tree. We'll see how Joucii's third shot goes as Noah closes out his birdie. Joucii's going to go for the wall ride. Just let the disc skip over there. Don't mess with the railroad tracks that have the opportunity to slow the disc down or kick it into the water. Leave yourself a little bit of a throw in, but when you're playing at the level that he is right now, you're not worried about that too much. So now Northern Lights hole 7. An opportunity to be aggressive, which looks like both players are taking. Noah doesn't quite make it across to the middle island, but Joucii gets a big skip there perfectly, and it holds on. Wow, so Joucii converts the big drive, as Noah's going to have to go for the birdie play, but let's see if Joucii can get this close at all and give himself a chance at eagle. Noah is looking clean and gives himself an easy throw in there to convert his birdie, but Joucii, with that huge drive and a good second shot, sets himself up with a really easy eagle finish and another bonus stroke for Joucii. Noah just can't catch a break, and we move on to this pretty simple tap in here for birdie for both of them. All right, Northern Lights 9, chance for an OB or something getting knocked down early, making a tricky upshot. Looks like Noah did hit a tree and leaves himself more of a challenging upshot for his birdie, but he converts that, and Joucii putts in for his as well. So 3 holes to go for Noah to pick up a stroke here at Grizzly Gulch hole 5. So Noah's up on the shelf with his drive. Looks like Joucii's going to be as well. And lining up there. Oh, wow, Noah clanks it off of the front of the cage and has to settle for birdie. So now 2 strokes back with 2 to play. Going to Grizzly Gulch hole 6. 3 headwind, that's tricky. So Noah goes to the left of those first trees and Joucii goes to the right. Both of them land clean. Then Noah converts his putt, gets his eagle, and now Joucii has to throw his into this headwind. Thinks about it and comes up short as well. So maybe nerves getting to Joucii for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that would be the first stroke that he hasn't converted. And now we're almost 4 full rounds in. So finishing it off at Grizzly Gulch hole 8. Noah's got to convert this eagle down by a stroke here, and his trust goes a little bit long. So Joucii taps in his birdie. He's at -11. So if Noah converts his birdie here, he'll only be at -10. So that's a semifinal victory for Joucii Korhonen. Amazing play, picking up bonus strokes left and right, and he wins the match. So congratulations to Joucii. Moving on to the final, where he will compete against Reese to see who is going to be the inaugural Legends Tournament champion. I can't wait.